I could totally be doing this.
You could.
It looks very easy.
Get your pretty hands all dirty. Now you have a cut finger because you were practicing how you're gonna kill me. All right, so Kelly is currently away at book club and enjoying her Sunday afternoon, and I decided I wanted to get started on this. I've got the new rails. I'll show those to you here in a second, but I'm gonna start by pulling off all the unnecessary stuff. Well, for now, just getting the top of the motor clean, pulling the air cleaner off, and working around that area, and seeing what's what and who's who as far as a bunch of just leftover stuff in the truck, connectors and wiring and weird stuff that I don't know anything about yet. Not that I'm not mechanically inclined, but just unfamiliar with this particular platform. So I'm gonna start by ripping into it and cleaning things up and fixing things kind of as I see it. I think for the most part I'll just be pulling stuff off the truck. I will do the do. All right, it's time to get fucking greasy. Well, there's tons of oil in the intake right here, so I think that's a clear indicator of pretty bad blow-by, which is unfortunate. Wife just got home and I had to go find this tool. Uh-oh. One of those tools that makes life easy.
How's it going?
Hey, it's coming. Come on over here.
There's nowhere for me to go.
Yeah, there is. I'm cutting through here. You can get through here. Maybe your butt's a little bigger than my leg, but.
What are you doing?
I am. I'm moving everything out of the way. Disassemble, take this off, set everything off to the side of the motor, and then I'll take this whole thingy loose and get to work. I had to get a piece of wood so I could be a little taller because even I'm not tall enough. It's one hell of a vacuum line. It's got a hole in it anyways where it was rubbing, so I guess I can just pull it off. Not quite, but almost. I think everything's mostly out of the way. Oh, got a broken. There's one broken glow wire.
Oh, I totally just cut myself open and sprayed blood everywhere.
Okay, I will come right in, love. All right, we're back. So had a little issue with the wife cutting her finger. She was practicing my demise, I suppose. Anyway, I'll try not to laugh at my own jokes. So we're in here. I think I already showed the wiring for the glow plugs. I think I'm just gonna come in here and replace all this with really nice upgraded wire and I'll probably replace all the glow igniters while I'm at it. It's about 120 bucks, and I was thinking one of the things I might do now is just come in and vacuum all this out and blow it out, stretch the air hose all the way out here and blow everything out, get it kind of cleaned up, and pull the glow plugs while I'm there. And it'd probably be a good idea to test the compression while I'm at it. Next step is I'll clean it out. I got the old shop vac propped up on top because with it on the ground it wasn't tall enough to reach over and get everything. We've made a bunch of adapters over the years of owning this, primarily for cleaning out spark plug holes before you pull the plug out. You don't want a bunch of dirt falling down in there. Get in your cylinder and have a bad day, but it looks like, there it is. And that's a standard piece, not an adapter, but here's the one I made for cleaning out spark plug holes. That fits in there. So we'll see if we have to use that. All right, love, it's about to get loud. All right, I think that's maybe good enough for now.
Working with your holy shirt. That's embarrassing for all the world to see.
Working with my holy shirt, yeah. It's Sunday, so.
With your furry belly.
Makes sense, it's Sunday, my furry belly. So that's currently the return line right there. So I think this is an additional return line. So you have main, feed. You know how this works, love?
No.
I'd love to show you how one of these pumps works. It's pretty trippy, pretty cool. But you won't be able to tell from here. This whole thing's a circle and it's got a bunch of lines coming out of it. And I believe the way this pump would work is it's got a cam that goes around and a plate, and that plate oscillates like this in space. And then off of going around that plate, there's little plungers, and so when the plate oscillates, it pushes the plunger, and then that's how you get your squirt of fuel. Think of like a syringe. So it's pushing and pulling on that syringe constantly and dumping fuel into the cylinders under pressure. So anyways, main feed comes to the center, and then you have all your injectors here, high pressure. And
are you teaching me or are you teaching them?
Everyone. So basically you get your shot of fuel that goes into the combustion chamber, and I don't know why it doesn't just stop there, but for some reason there's a return line on these, just like with an injection system. Well, it's not just like with an injection system. This is like per unit return, and so the excess fuel that's not being used comes through this system here. And so this is your main pressure line, and this is your outlets, and then this comes back, and this line comes back to here, and then that is the excess fuel there. It comes back into the filter system, I believe. There's a return line that goes all the way back to the tank as well. And I haven't quite gotten back in here far enough to see exactly where that's at, but pretty sure it's back there somewhere. Probably Well, that thing right there. So that hose, which is not the right hose. It's like vacuum hose that they used. God. It goes to a little T-block back in here where 2 lines go into it, and it looks like the 1 line goes back off and back to the tanks for the return fuel. So I imagine that's got a selection. This truck has 2 tanks you could select from. I guess a lot of the bigger Fords did from this era, which I fucking hate with a passion. I want to delete that system so bad. Or like pop holes in them and just create a line between the 2 or something and get rid of it. I don't know. There's got to be people that have done it before, so I'll look into it. But yeah.
Why does it matter?
Selecting different tanks. I think the idea behind it was kind of like, for Ford, maybe it was a small marketing idea, like to get people to believe that it was a good idea to have a secondary tank. But really, I'm thinking maybe, and I have no idea what their orientation is in the truck, where they sit or anything, but I think it's because there wasn't really enough room to have one big tank, so they had to split them up. So who knows what the reason is. All I know is that they suck, and when the selection valve or whatever the hell it is fails, it's a pain in the ass. And people know exactly how they work out there, but you got to do a bunch of research to understand it, and it's just stupid. It's easier to have a single system that no selections stage or anything, just make it work. There might be a better reason for having 2 tanks that I don't understand. Maybe they're off-roading these and they blow 1 tank and they still have another one. Something stupid. That was just me being funny. I don't actually think that. Okay, so these are all loose now. I think I can get most of them by hand. This thing keeps stabbing me. I want to just remove it for now and get it out of my way so I can bend over. Oh, it's like right in my belly.
Is it the problem, or is your belly the problem?
Right. That is the question.
So what are we replacing? The little green and black hose thing?
Yeah, so this plastic thing right here and the hose that goes in between it, instead of having these flimsy plastic pieces, these all get replaced with a metal bar that basically does the same thing as this system does. So it'll all come off. There's new O-rings in the kit and everything. I'll have to show that to the audience here in a bit. So I like my really low cars. I could like reach everything on them, no problem. Like any other vehicle in the world except for 4-wheel drives and apparently this fucking truck. Whatever. I'll rebend these back in line, but I feel like whoever was in here before had them all bent up and off to the side because they were replacing. These are like the dumbest thing in the world, stupidest fucking design ever. And the main failure point of these motors is these little plastic return system connector things. We won't be installing the rail today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the reason why is because I want to make sure I'm going to get a specific grease for the O-rings. You'll see when we get there, but I want to make sure everything's super greased up. I've had time to think about the installation process because they're not easy to install. You have to...
Really? They look like they would be really easy.
Right? Like they just drop in from the top.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but from watching other people do it, there's a couple of methods that help not destroy the O-rings when you're putting it on. So I'll have to do some research and figure out exactly how I want to do that. Plus, while I have everything out of here, I need to go and replace all these disconnected, corroded, broken leads. Get a good solution on there for the glow plugs. I'm gonna pull all the injectors, pull all the glow plugs. See if we don't need to replace the glow plugs. If we do, it's gonna cost us some time and a little bit of money. I was telling the camera earlier, it's about 120 bucks, I believe, for all new glow plugs. So we get those swapped in.
And he said he'd have this done in an afternoon.
Yeah.
Just remember, all the lies that you tell earlier are now recorded.
Oh, they are. You're right. You are right. I'm a bad, bad man.
Start a channel with your wife. It'll be fun, they said.
Mm-hmm. Until she captures all my lies on camera.
Mm-hmm.
I've done things enough now to know that what you think it's... Everyone says this in engineering. Whatever you think it is, just double it.
At least, yeah.
It probably works as a return line because it's not high pressure. So these hoses are all... You see the white on the inside there? It's like black rubber. They've got woven...
like netting.
Netting, yeah. And I don't know what it's actually made out of. Probably not cotton, maybe a nylon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that keeps the hose under pressure from expanding. But I don't believe the return line system on this has very high pressure, or shouldn't. So that hose might just be okay on there if it's fuel rated, which it probably isn't.
Oh, come on, you little gnat.
You had a gnat in your wine?
Yeah.
Of course.
At least it wasn't a full-blown fly.
True. Speaking of, I think it's drink 30.
Oh, nice product placement there. You didn't even do it on purpose.
Yeah, this one's gonna fight me. It's all the way back there, so it's hard to get to. This is the time I wish I were like a, 5'2" guy, where I could just like sit in the engine bay and work on it. Wouldn't you like that, Kelly, for a 5'2"?
I mean, I'm sure there would be some pros.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to discriminate against short guys.
Clothes wouldn't cost me $1
Yeah, that's true.
trillion.
And you'd be able to find them.
Yep. Okay. That hose is pretty well trashed too. I think that is all the hoses off the return system. Just pop them up enough. Oh, this one's... I think this is the one that was leaking, from what I remember. That O-ring looks a little chewed up. Yep. It's still supple, but they fucked it somehow. And there is the bane of every IDI's existence right there. That shitty, unconscious decision to... Whoever the engineer who designed this, did this system like this, they were at International, I suppose.
Go ahead, comment. I dare you.
Yeah, go ahead and comment. Whatever engineer, he's probably dead by now. But that is just... I understand keeping costs down, but man, dude, that is a bad design. Maybe International had a better design, and then Ford was like, we don't need that piece, and put plastic bullshit on there. Who knows? Seems about right. That's off. Let's see if we could pull an injector and a glow plug. Let's go get the big boy sockets. I'll be right back. I actually got rid of them. I used to have SAE sockets, and this downsizing. Told myself I wasn't gonna be a mechanic, and I wasn't gonna
be a mechanic.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna own American vehicles. Well, here I am. All right, well, I suppose that looks fully intact. That's good. It looks newer-ish too. It's all bent over at the top. That's wonderful. And there's an injector. Yeah, these O-rings are nice and supple. You can tell they put this kit on not too long ago. Made in Italy. I'm just gonna put that back in that hole for now. I'll go through and check for all the copper crush washers and everything else later. Alright, we're done for now. Oh, tell me it's metric. Tell me these are metric. They're fucking metric. Jesus Christ.